We're here in the 2nd Congressional District in Rosemount. This South Metro District has around 700,000 residents. They've elected more Republicans to Congress, but in the last few presidential races, they went for Obama and Clinton. There's a mixture of big cities, suburbs, and a lot of farmland. That creates many different views when it comes to the issues that are driving folks to the polls this November. Introduce yourselves if you would.
Sure, I'm Erin from Prior Lake down in CD2, and I vote conservative.
I'm Adam from Northfield, Minnesota. I'm a moderate independent.
I'm Kelly. I'm from Apple Valley, Minnesota, and I'm a DFL.
Your district has got a rematch between Angie Craig and Jason Lewis. The last time the two faced off, it was very close, less than 2 percentage points. That's 6,600 votes. Now, Erin, how does President Trump help Jason Lewis in your neighborhood?
Does he? Just from a standpoint of having engaged Republicans who are going to go out and vote, that helps him tremendously. He voted with President Trump 90% of the time because the things that are being implemented are helping the people of our district.
2 years of President Trump, does that help Angie Craig in your mind?
What's come out in the past 2 years of different ways President Trump has said something, especially about like the Me Too movement and the Russian hacking. I think those two are important topics that people are going to look at.
Before we sat down here, I asked everybody what issues matter in your home, what issues matter in your community, and one of them was healthcare. Everyone has got a different view on how to fix healthcare. As the Republican, what gets under your skin when you hear a Democrat talk about healthcare?
When they talk about free health care for everyone.
Why does that bother you?
Free, because it's not free. It simply
Someone's
is.
going to have to pay for it.
Somebody has to pay for it. And by the way, it's not a single payer, it's every payer, right? It's everyone in America is going to have to pay.
It's how we're paying for it. Right now, it's a ridiculously messed up system. And I already pay taxes for Medicaid, Medicare, veterans. I already pay taxes for their care. So if instead of me paying for my insurance on top of that, you give me one tax, which is probably going to be less because it'd be more efficient. I don't think of free healthcare, so that one irks me a bit. I don't think of it as free. Everyone knows you're paying. You're paying doctors, you're paying surgeons. It's how we're paying for it. Would you pay more taxes than you pay now on top of what you pay for insurance?
When was the last time government did anything that was efficient, cost effective? We know that the care gets diminished when we start going to things like single payer.
And you bring up single payer. Angie Craig has tossed that around. Would that help your family? More universal care?
I believe it would help my family. So my son has autism and we access Medicaid. We pay a parental fee. It's a disability tax in the state of Minnesota. And many people cannot afford the parental fee, including my own family. We sacrifice a lot.
Let's move to another one. Another hot button issue legislative session was guns and what to do about guns. Jason Lewis gets an A rating from the NRA. Angie Craig gets an F rating, but she also belongs to a gun club.
I'm going to use the word common sense gun laws. We have to close those loopholes. I think that somebody should 100% of the time go through a background check if they're going to be purchasing a gun.
I've owned a gun in the past. I don't have one now, but I'm going to in the future because I have young kids right now and I don't really need one. There's countries that have vastly different systems than ours, but they almost all do some kind of universal check. Do we need to change the liability laws? There's a whole range of things we can try. The first easiest task, make sure someone doesn't have a gun who shouldn't have one. That's just hard to do. This is America. Guns are kind of in our DNA.
Guns in our DNA. Republicans sometimes have issues when it comes to universal background checks. How come?
The main argument with that is that by checking everyone, you're really only preventing lawful people from having a weapon. I don't necessarily agree with that. I know that I'm sort of in a minority among some groups of Republicans. So I do think that dealing with those mental health issues, like I said before, is going to be your number one stop.
Some nonpartisan groups are calling this race a toss-up. Do you believe that?
Yes. Right now, yes. I think it will become much more clear at the end of September, early October.
I think Angie Craig will win. I think there was a lot of voters that did not vote in 2016 because they were turned off by Trump or Clinton or whoever it may be.